Reverend Father Dr. S. Rajashekharan is a Roman Catholic diocesan priest from the Diocese of Shivagangai, Tamil Nadu, India. Ordained in 2007, he served as an associate pastor for 3 years before engaging deeply in media, literature, and liturgical ministries. He is a prolific journalist, author, translator, editor, liturgical music composer, and digital evangelist with 24 books in English and Tamil and over 240 Tamil liturgical hymns to his credit. Some of his notable works include Transferring Love, The Journey of True Love, Praying with Saints, Seeds of the Sower, and Launching Out into the Deep, evangelizing the next generation through digital technologies. He is the founder of Sacred Musical Academy, a Nisham Kaikudam institution dedicated to promoting sacred music and cultural evangelization. Father Dr. S. Rajashekharan holds a bachelor degree in mathematics, master degree in Christian studies from Madras University, and systematic theology from Loyola Marymount University, California, and a proficiency in journalism from UCLA. He earned his doctorate in media evangelization from the Catholic Theological University, Chicago, USA. He currently serves as director of print media ministries for the Tamil Nadu Bishops' Council and editor-in-chief and publisher of the regional Catholic weekly Nam Vannu, that is Our Life, and the bilingual educational magazine Kalvi Surangam. His deep faith, creative spirit, and dedication to evangelization through modern means continue to inspire many. We are truly blessed to have him in our midst today. Welcome, dear Father, to this gathering. May your presence and words enlighten our minds and strengthen our faith.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Of course, advance happy Diwali. My dear friends, it's my privilege, blessing, and honor to stand in front of you to make this session on digital evangelization. And I'm deeply grateful to our Bishop, beloved, Your Excellency, Reverend Dr. Mark Paulus, and the Director, National Director of Youth Convention, of course, the diocesan directors of each diocese, my beloved youngsters here. Of course, today we have almost 1 hour from now. I can make my presentation between 45 minutes to 50. Then you may have 10 minutes minimum to have question, so that we can make little things clear and better to understand. So we go directly into the session. You are called Gen Z. Of course, the name is very familiar, and of course you can see in all the journals and newspaper today, in all the medias. Gen Z becomes very popular now. So we are called to holiness in this digital age, and we have role models given in the Catholic Church very presently, our beloved Carlo Aquitus. So keeping in this mind, we are move on to call to holiness in the digital age, spiritual motivation. And next. So let me take into the gospel. From there we derive certain things to understand. First, the very impressive gospel note is from Luke's Gospel, chapter 5, 1 to 6 or 1 to 5. You can read, let us go into the deep. Let us go into the deep. You know the biblical context. So Jesus asked Peter and his companion, go into the deep and cast your net into the deep. What does it mean? So I would rather call you to have focus on three different perspectives. First, let us go deep into the C. What is that C stands for? Let us go deep into God. Who is God for me? Let us go deep into our own dream. Dream in the positive sense. Not to have a daydream. The dream, what ABJ Abdul Kalam used to always highlight. A dream. Deeper into our motivation to achieve something. Put in Tamil. கடலுக்குள் செல்வோம் கடவுளுக்குள் செல்வோம் கனவுக்குள் செல்வோம். Do you get me? Are you with me? So I will here and there make use of some phrases in Tamil, then most of the session will be in English. Excuse me, I don't know much Malayalam, very poquito. In Spanish they say very little. May not be that much, make me funny for you. So I will stop with that. So we can have more in English, little bit here and there. How many of you know Tamil? This is at least quite number. So கடவுளுக்குள் செல்வோம். Let us go into a deep relationship with God. கடலுக்குள் செல்வோம். What is கடல்? That stands for the spirituality. நம்முடைய ஆன்மீகத்திற்குள் செல்வோம். வாழ்க்கை பயணத்திற்குள் செல்வோம். ஆன்மீக வாழ்க்கைக்குள் செல்வோம். Then third is a dream. Dream to make this society, our church, our family, our friendship, our youth make better. So let us have a deep journey into that. So those are the three angles I want you to have focus on. So today the gospel is, of course, you know, Jesus was standing by the lake of Gennesaret. People were growing around. You know the entire text. So keep in mind this phrase, let us go deep into the sea. Next. These are the three, another focus I want to have. What is youth? The power of youth, living holiness today, and of course becoming authentic follower of Christ. Those are the 3 points I want to very much emphasize and focus on this session. The power of youth. Now I could see after our Reverend made a beautiful song with the lyrics of Bishop, our Bishop beloved Mar Paulus, very energetic. I could see young people on this side in front of me while we were sitting there, dancing, jumping, and very especially I enjoyed the chorus. Very beautifully you did that one. So very beautiful. So that is the power of youth in physical sense. What is the power of youth in our achievement, our dream? All those things will come over there. Then living holiness. We are Catholic youth. We are supposed to follow Christ. What is the Christ spirit? How can we take into that spirit into our day-to-day life? How can we make our world better? So what is our holiness? What is our life? Then becoming follower of Christ. If you are a true follower, of course, all those things will follow directly. Next. So youth definition. Of course, in India, the youth age defined between 15 to 29. I hope most of them below 25, I believe, except a few of our organizers and the directors. So age, those who are sitting and participating at the member of our youth convention, you guys are called, MCYM called 15 to probably 24, what UNA correctly acknowledges. UNSA just 15 to 24. So that's the time or age limit for the youth. Then, who is the youth? There are another 6 points. Fearless group. Fearless group. Then risk takers. You take very, very challenging whatever things into your life. Take risk. Of course, adventures. Take finding new path in your life. Then, of course, open-minded. Very open-minded. Then, independent making decision. Of course, most of you won't want to have any advice or any kind of directions. I know. Most of the word comes from you. I know. Mom, I know. Dad, I know. So that's why independent decision making. The leadership development. This is the age that you need to groom yourself to the greater leadership in a small, local, a small, tiny group to being a leader in the national or international wide. So this is the period that you can really groom yourself, tune into self. Next. Here comes the two great personalities to tell us Who is youth for us? For example, let us follow the Abdul Kalam's word. My message, especially to young people, is to have to think, courage to think differently. So you should have creative thoughts, not focus on particular one direction. So it's another way to have a multiple dimension of your way of doing and thinking. So have courage to think differently. Courage to invent. Find something new. You are all innovators. You are all creators. So find something new. Invent something. That travel the unexplored path. தடத்தில் டிராவல் பண்ணக்கூடியவர் ஒருபோதும் தலைவராக இருக்க முடியாது. தடம் பதித்து டிராவல் பண்ணக்கூடியவர் தான் தலைவர். எவர் ஒருத்தர் புதுசாக தடம் பதிச்சு ஒரு தடத்தை ஏற்படுத்துகிறாரோ, he will be a great leader to someone to follow. Where there is already a lane or track is existed, you are not going to achieve something new. You may just following somebody's thought. But here, you should put unexplored path. You should travel into the new path. Then courage to discover the impossible. Of course, you are risk takers, as I said. Find something which people say impossible and you should prove it's possible. Going back to the Luke's gospel, by God's grace, everything is possible. So again, have deep faith and all the impossible becomes possible for you. Then conquer the problem and succeed. This is the age full of potential of vibration, courage, strength. Then you can always have victory over all that you want to have. All the problems will turn into victory. You can succeed. My new book I just showed to our bishop is Pathway to Success. Pathway to how can we have great success? Here is the way. Take into good spirit. All those problems will turn into your success. Then of course, come to this great man recently passed away. Ratan Tata. Everybody admires him what he did. More than what his leadership, about his charity. 60% of his income during his period as a team or captain or CEO of Tata, the enterprises, that team, 60% of income made use of serving the poor. What a great leader, set a great example for us. And we people supposed to take that kind of spirit. What all we get, need to share. This man says, India has more than 50% of population below the age of 30. More than half. Then increase the age into 35, you get 65%. All youth. India is a vibrant nation. And I'm happy to note Bishop saying, my diocese is full of young priests. There's another way of looking at what tremendous changes we can bring into. So there is 30%, 35 ages below people, or almost 65% in this India, in this country. India, so his quote goes like this, I quote, India's youth can drive the country's future and their energy is infectious. It spreads very fast. The energies can transmit to one another. It can move to people to another people, make a nation a great. These two people had a dream to make the country great in 2020. But almost we are past to 2025. Since still then we are aiming at to have a great nation, India, and that's supposed to be our great dream. What I said, let us go into our dream. That's another point. Next. So now, who is youth? Who is youth? You have definition here. If you forget all those points, kindly take these 5. You should define yourself. Who is youth? Who am I? So each and every individual here, take it to your heart. Who am I? One who is yield to God. You are Catholic, you are Christian, and we are supposed to take God into our life. Youth, take Christ into your life. Outstanding to God. I always on the side of God. I take him as a role model. I take his path as my way. I make success with his help, with his blessing. So outstanding to God, I will perform extraordinary for his greater glory. Unity with God. That's a deep relationship. What I said, let us go into a deep if you want to have holiness, if you want great success, if you want to become much better, cultivate a relationship with Him. That is unity with God. Then, of course, trustworthy. When all those things comes into your life, naturally, automatically, you become more trustworthy. People will believe you because Christ is in you. Christ's relationship is in you. God is with you. So you naturally become a good person. Then, of course, the holiness comes into your life. You become holy, much more. Even I could believe one day there will be future Carlo Acutus is here. So the holiness will come when you become yield to God, when you are outstanding to God, when you are in union with God, and when you become more trustworthy, and of course you become holier. Next. Here comes a great role model for our youth, a man who brought a tremendous change among the youth. We are greatly remember our Pope Francis, late our Holy Father Pope Francis, bring a lot of changes into the church, in the administration or the functioning of pastoral, whatever may be. But this saint, St. John Paul II, is greatly remembered to bring a new fresh air into the life of the youth, bringing them into the currents of the church. How the youth should perform in the ministry, in your witnessing life, in the Catholic Church. What he says, have you ever wondered why God has given you? This is a personal question he asks you. Have you ever wondered why God has given you your youth? Anyone has answer? Why God has given you youth? Hello? Yes? Why God has given you youth? Have you ever thought of it? Have you ever? Have you? Do you have answer? Take it for your personal reflection. Answer to this gentleman. Okay. Have you ever wondered why God has given you youth? Right? What is your dream? So now again, going into our dream, going into a deep. What is your dream? Then, what do you feel God is asking you today? Today, if God comes to you, I have given you much vigor, energy. So to say, 5 talents. Are you multiplying it? Or just you are burying underneath? Personal questions. Am I really enjoying my youth? When I was listening to one of the talks by Vairamuthu, he was saying, Ilayore, உங்களிடமிருந்து இளமையை எடுத்து விடாதீர்கள். Just 2 lines, but it makes sense. A deep message. இளையோரே, உங்களிடமிருந்து இளமையை எடுத்து விடாதீர்கள். The youthfulness will bring tremendous change, a lot of things to achieve, brings a greater dream. All those things put into one line. நீங்கள் இளமையை உங்களிடமிருந்து எடுத்து விடாதீர்கள். I repeat the same statement. இளையோரே, குடியிருக்கும் இளையோரே, உங்கள் இளமையை உங்களோட எடுத்து விட. இது கடவுள் கொடுத்த ஒப்பற்ற கொடை. இந்த இளமையில் சாதிக்க வேண்டியது நிறைய இருக்கிறது. அந்த சாதனைகளை அடையாளம் காணக்கூடியது தான் இது போல நமக்கு தரக்கூடிய சிந்தனை அமர்வுகள். 1, 2 என்று நம்முடைய கூர்மைப்படுத்தி நம்முடைய சிந்தனைகள் தெளிவுபட வேண்டும். இதன் வழியாக மாற்றத்தை உண்டு பண்ண வேண்டும். தன்னிலும் தான் வாழக்கூடிய சமூகத்திலும் நான் பங்கம் வகிக்கக்கூடிய அவையிலும் திரு அவையிலும் மாற்றத்தை கொண்டு வர வேண்டும் என்பதற்காகத்தான் இத்தகைய அமர்வுகள் நம்மை புடம்பிடுகின்றன, நம்மை தீட்டுகின்றன, கூர்மைப்படுத்துகின்றன. எனவே இந்த கேள்வி ஆழமாக ஒவ்வொருவரும் சிந்திக்க வேண்டியது. Why God has given me the youthfulness? What is my dream? If God asks me, have you done anything before? Or would you like to do anything in the near past? Yes. You should say yes to the Lord as you are singing today this beautiful theme song. Let us say yes to the Lord. I'm ready. You have given me such a blessing. You have given me this potentiality, this great gifts. I'm going to make use of it for your greater glory. That's supposed to be the answer. Then he says, the future starts today. So if you answer for your question, don't postpone it. You are not needed for tomorrow. You are needed today. And again, there's a beautiful saying, church needs you. There's a phrase most of the time you heard about. Have you heard about this? Church needs you. திருச்சபைக்கு நீங்கள் தேவை. கேட்டிருக்கீங்களா இல்லையா? The church needs you. Have you heard about it? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Have you heard about it? Church needs you. I was in the diocese, some of my friends may know, in the United States, the diocese called Green Bay in the state of Wisconsin. The local bishop, David Ricken, Most Reverend David Ricken, used to say whenever he meets a youth, he says, I want to little change in the statement. Church doesn't need you, church wants you. There is a great change into that, isn't it? நீங்கள் அவசியமானவர்கள், நீங்கள் தேவைப்படக்கூடியவர்கள் அல்ல. தேவை என்பது வீட்டில் இருக்கும், எப்பாவது தேவைன்னா எடுத்து பயன்படுத்திக்கிட்டு வச்சிடணும். அவசியமானது உங்கள் வீட்டில் எலக்ட்ரிக் குக்கர் தேவையானதா அவசியமானதா? தேவையானதா அவசியமானதா? அயன் பாக்ஸ் தேவையானதா அவசியமானதா? Say it again. கரண்ட் அவசியமானதா தேவையானதா? கரண்ட் தான் முக்கியம். கரண்ட் இருந்தால் தான் உங்களுக்கு அது தேவையானதை பயன்படுத்த முடியும். Which is very important. That's what he wants a little change into this phrase. Church wants you. Church wants you. And wants today, not tomorrow. Today you need to have a tremendous impact or tremendous contribution to the church. Next. The power of youth. Youth is a unique session full of energy, recapturing what all is said. Energy, creativity, and dreams. Pray as though, here comes another quote, pray as though everything depends on God, but do work as though everything depends on you. Normally teachers will say, work as much best you can, then leave the rest to God. So work on the side, what my best contribution from my side, the rest will come from above. So pray as though everything depends on God, work as though everything depends on you, St. Augustine says beautifully. Then comes to John Paul again. Young people, you are the hope of the church. Today Bishop said, you are missionaries of hope, missionaries of hope. So again here comes your hope of the church, the missionary church, the traveling church. Okay, the பயணம் செய்யும் திருச்சபையின் எதிர்நோக்கு பயனாளிகள் நீங்கள் தான். அதுதான் இந்த வருஷம் நம்முடைய பயணிக்கும் திரு அவையினுடைய எதிர்நோக்கின் பயனாளிகள் நாம். அந்த பாயிண்ட் we have to highlight here. Young people, you are the hope of the church. Again, potential youth inventors, activists, social reformers. And youth is not just an age. Again, youth is not an age. Youth is about courage, vision, and zeal. And of course, God can use each talent to serve others. So what all God has given, the courage, the zeal, whatever things, multiply it. Next, multiply it. Okay. How the world perceives youth today. Hold on this. Answer from you. So now we have both on the secular side and the religious side, put in other words, the church side, the more positive thoughts or energy on youth. What the world looks at you and what the world sees you and tells you. Who is youth for the world? Who is youth for your parents? Who is youth for your elder brother? Who is youth? Who are you for them? Say it again. உங்களை எப்படி பார்க்குறாங்க? உங்கள் அப்பா எப்படி பார்க்குறாரு? உங்கள் அம்மா எப்படி பார்க்குறாங்க? தெண்டமாக பார்க்குறாங்களா? ஐயோ, அது partially true. I don't totally agree with you, but okay, maybe it depends on place to place. Gift. சில பேர் பாசிட்டிவாக பார்ப்பாங்க. I could see some smile over there. What is there? Yes, tell me. Louder. Again, I didn't get you. பாவமாக பார்க்குறாங்களா? பரிதாபமாக பார்க்குறேன். There is one channel, பரிதாபங்கள். அப்புறம் நம்மளை தூக்கி அங்கே போட்டுருவாங்க. யூத்லாம் பரிதாபங்கள்னு போட்டுருவாங்க. Youth, what the world looks at, something little different than what we just reflected of. Lazy? Is it so? See? Lazy? Distracted? Addicted to the digital things. You know, your gadgets, the technological tools. That's what, maybe the first two may not be, but third one is much relevant today. Youth, you are very much addicted. That's what they say. Those days we have so many addiction. They have alcoholic addiction, smoke addiction, this addiction, that. And now all those things comes in one term. They are all digital addicted. Are these true of all youth? How can you change these perspectives? How can I take new perspective of what is youth to me, to my parents, to my world? How can I redefine the youth? Many young people are under the pressure, facing challenges. Why? Because of the last term, digital tools. Do not despise the youth. They are full of strength and hope, Psalm says. You are full strength and hope. Then why do you are fearless? Why do you have fear and challenges? Turn into everything in a positive way. How do you want the world to see you? Say one word society often associates with you. What is the one word? Who am I? If somebody asks you, what is the answer in one word do I have? What is the word? Who are you? I am achiever. I am trendsetter. Then go with that. I'm reformer. I'm inventor. That's supposed to be your word. You change the definition. Then how faith and character can redefine that image. So if I want to be a reformer, if I want to be an kind of activist, if I want to be can be inventor, of course, then flow and travel within the character of faith. The journey into the church that was supposed to be next. Digital usage. Now, so very much you are distracted in the digital technology. Now here is the fact. The statistics says, as of 2025, there are approximately 4.88 billion smartphones users worldwide. 4.88. How many of you have smartphones? I should ask, how many of you don't have smartphone? Then there will be one or two. Oh, you know, not even single person. So how many of you have smartphones? Raise up. No, you don't need to show what kind of brand. No, you just put your hands. How many of you have? She said, I have iPhone. No. Almost everybody. Now the fact is so good. It's associated with our fact. There are approximately 4.88 billion smartphone users worldwide, which represents about 60.42% of the global population. Again, more than half of the population, they are using smartphones. Then, in India, a vast majority of youth own smartphones. Nearly all youth, as I mentioned, 15 to 25 for the age border for the Indian youth, and having access to mobile phones around 95.5. 95, maybe one or two in 100 may not have it, but almost everybody were having. So then, of those in the rural areas and in the urban, 97, in all the cities, and above middle class families, of course you have 97.6 urban areas owning the smartphone. Next. So now you know why you are very much distracted, why you are gadgets, digital, what do you call this, addicted. Now you have India, 659 million, 1.4 billion, almost 46.5% is smartphone usage. Comes in the second place in the world. Second place in the world. So now we know how our energy being diverted into other direction. How our faith is being spoiled by the other device. How our relationship is spoiled. Now you know why we are the second love. Next. Digital age, challenges and opportunities. My friends, now I want you to take it very serious. Just to think about three words. You are here today to rethink. What is the word? What is the word? Rethink. You are thinking. But today you need to rethink. Then you need to rebuild. You are always building something. You are building relationship. You are building intellectual caliber. You need to rebuild. and it becomes a re-church. We need to have research into, have deep explore. Then of course, re-church, build the church again. You are the new energy people, youth. You build a new church. Not in the building as such, but by your way of contribution, involvement, all those. So rebuild, very important. So you are rethinking, rebuilding, and become a member of reconstructing the church. Now, the alarming situation, social media addiction, cyberbullying, endless scrolling, explore the negativity. So as I said, it takes you the other way, it is destructive way. But now you are called to move on the right side, make it a more constructive way. So make sure the first alarming situation take into a kind of graceful atmosphere. Then positive is negative today. Digital tools can distract, but it is a great instrument for one guy for evangelization. Carlo Kitus. He is one among us, even for some of you younger than yourselves. No, just 15. Now he was elevated in the altar, the holy altar. He could make use of this device in a very constructive way to evangelize. And Pope Francis used to call us, we are digital evangelizers. We don't need to today stand on the street corner, take your Bible to read for the people. You don't need to have a very convention meeting to say, praise the Lord, amen. No. Even small room, you can sit, can do great evangelization. And that digital tool can be a wonderful tool for you to bring the good news to the people, to the end of the world. And that is, make use of it for evangelization, from destructive to constructive way. Then, so now, here comes Isaiah to tell you, my dear friends, you can have a lot of ideas. Oh, maybe next year I can have a small room, I buy a laptop, then I can think, oh, I can do this, I can, no. Start today. Today. Before you think the time may pass by. So now Isaiah says, seek God while he may be found. Seek God while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. He is near to you. Call him and be energized and evangelize him. So when you are at the age, can do the wonders. Not when time goes, it's too late. Practical tips, digital fasting, using social media mindfully, consuming content that uplifts. Digital fasting. What is a digital fasting? Who will define? Who will define digital fasting? What is fasting? Hello? What is fasting? What is fasting? What is fasting? Little louder. Fathers are answering, but my friends, I want you to participate much. Yes. Please stand up and say, what is fasting? What is fasting? Simple definition. Being away from what we like, being away from food, being away from eating, within God eating, that is fasting, being away from eating. What is smart, what they call it, digital fasting? What is digital fasting? Yes, yesterday Bishop was calling me while I was traveling from Chennai. Probably he was tired of calling me more than 3-4 times. Then he made a message, voice message. Why don't you take the call? I just want to know where you are. Are you safe traveling? I know it's a Deepavali, more cars on the roads. Then when I called him, by the time secretary called me, and then I said, I think I had a message from Bishop. What is that? Now, Bishop wants to know where you are. Are you okay? Then I put the message. And he said, Bishop is going for a meeting, so you may not call him now, but if you want, leave the message. So then I left the message. Bishop is going to preach us for a week from this evening. He's going to give us a retreat. Then I said, my retreat preacher told me in advance that I should be away from my cell phones. So it's a kind of preparation, no? And being a fasting, digital fasting, technological fasting, being away from all those distractions, that is what you are called for, digital fasting. But more of, you can make use it for in a positive way, constructive way, If it really disturbs you, at least, probably, at least an hour or 2 hours a day, be away from this. Is it possible? How many of you really are trying to be away from your cell phone? Minimum 1 hour? Except your sleeping hours. Some people even they hold when they sleep. Huh? That is different. How many of you are away from cell phone when you are awake? No one. Morning 5 o'clock when we take, till we go to bed 10 o'clock in the night, we always hold. Whether we carry something else or not, we never forget to carry our cell phone. Because Modi ji said, digital India, everything, every transaction goes through QR code GPay transaction. Now you know you should be away from certain things for some time. Again, make it a constructive way. What is the tips? Using Instagram, YouTube, teach kindness, share the faith stories. What Carlo Akito did. Share the faith stories. How many hours do I spend online daily? A personal question to evaluate yourself. How many hours? Then how much of it can be used to do good? I tell you, I'm sure you agree with me. Until I find the truth, I was addicted to, so to say. When you go into your Facebook, you want to search something, but it will lead you to something. And even you find what you're supposed to see, then it keeps you to go on to find something related to that. No, you are addicted. So make sure if you want to see or you want to search something, and you find it, better you close it or come out of it. Otherwise, it will take you, you can say just 5 minutes, wait 5 minutes. No, the man who is waiting for you may be there for half an hour. You are go upon deeply immersed into that, looking at your Facebook. That's what he says. Make into how much of can be used for the good, how much I can be away from the online. So think yourself. Set a small digital goal. Normally, the teacher will say, have your goal, your aim, your achieving goal. Now the world needs to tell you, let us fix the digital goal in a plus and minus. Plus, what can I do it for? For my ministry, for my greater glory, for my evangelization, for my ministry. In minus, how can I be away from it? This is my digital goal. For Lent, some of you, I don't see these things. I don't talk these things. I don't use these things. Certain digital goal we need to keep. Again, next. Holiness from the digital makes to distracted much, but how can we constructively lead us into holiness? Here comes. Every baptized Christian is called to holiness, not only priests and saints. Mother Teresa always would tell this from Vatican Council. It's a universal call. All those who are baptized, we are all called to become as holy as our God, our Father, our Creator. He is perfect. Be perfect as He is perfect. So we are called to be holy. It's not only reserved to priests and bishops and nuns, to everybody. Second Vatican Council, all the faithful are called to the fullness of Christian life and to be perfection of charity, holiness. How can we cultivate daily acts of love, courage and faithfulness? The courage and faithfulness to be expressed and explained to do act of love. Reflection, holiness is not reserved for the extraordinary, but it's for everyone. Can be holy in your daily life. What small act of love can I do today reflects Christ in me? That's a question for you to reflect. What is a small act? And there are different levels of my lifestyle. I need to focus my way of contributing in my family, in my society, in my church, in my world. We'll get into that. Next. Call to holiness again. All people are called to be holy. Be your perfect. Heavenly Father is perfect. Matthew 5. To call holiness is expressed in the Lord's words to Abraham. What he said to Abraham? Walk before me and be blameless. So when we are with God, when we travel with Him, I'm sure that we share the image and likeness all the time. When we are a little away, there is always a question mark. So be attached, more closely walking with Christ and walking with our Lord. Next one. Here comes a beautiful 7H principle to take you into holy life. Start with the happy. So another slide you need to remember. It's my, I would say, when I was in LA, Los Angeles, Archbishop Gomez, he used to tell the 5 points, I added 2 more. So he always say 5H principle, I add 7. You can add some more for your daily life. This is in my office there, presently in my office. All those who are entering, they will learn this. Be happy. We are created to be happy, to make others happy. Then, healthy. When you are healthy, you can be happy. If you are not healthy, always you think about your health. Then, humor. Make humor, not so serious all the time. Then, humane. Be human. When you treat someone, your staff or your workers, be humane. And of course, be honest. What you do, be honest. Then be humble. Be humble. All those humble themselves will be exalted. The final one, be holy. That is very important. If you practice all those 6, then naturally the holiness will come. The 7th one, holy. So the 7H principle. Next, the universal call to holiness. I took this from Lumen Gentium. You can just read it from the section 40. All the faithful Christ, whatever rank, status, they are all called to share the Christ fullness, Christian life in holiness. Next. Christ lives in me. The saints expressed in various ways the powerful and transforming. Who said, Pope Benedict XVI, again to call holiness. Why the saints are elevated? How they could get holiness in their life? Again, it's following their example, seeking the intercession, entering into the communion with them. Bring us closer to Christ as a companionship with the saints joins us to Christ, from whom, as from their fountain and head, issue every grace and life of the people of God itself. Lumen Gentium 50. Remember, Lumen Gentium 40 and 50 are constitutional, our on church. Christ lives in me. So next one. Next. Living an authentic follower of Christ. Now we come to the third point. So first few slides, what is the power of youth. The second slides, how can cultivate holiness. What the church, what the Christ, every one of us, we are called for. Church needs or wants us how to be in a holiness. Now come to the third aspect, following Christ. Couple of years before we celebrate youth year, and Pope Francis gave a Christ Valgarar, beautiful document. Then now we need to put hands together, walking with Christ, following Him. Authentic honesty, integrity, compassion, courage, all those things are needed now. Again, make it more perfect into your life. Steps to follow Christ. Daily prayer. It's another question mark. How am I praying? Do I daily pray? Make yourself prayer life. Scripture reading. Then you get a inspiration. How can I preach that gospel, preach that good news in my digital? Again, sacramental life. How do I practice my sacramental life? Then, serving others, standing for truth. Very important at this time. Deriving the inspiration from the capital T, truth, from serving the truth here in this world. It's very important. So appear volunteering as a parish. Now here comes 3 level of what is your daily life. Your life is supposed to be volunteering at the parish level, helping needy. Then of course in the neighborhood, in the parish level. What is one of the things you can change today to live closer to Christ? What is an act of charity or kind of change that I can bring today? What kind of things that I can concretely do today? Those were the questions. What is the wonderful way to follow Jesus? Coming closer to Jesus in my school, in my place, in my working place, college or neighborhood. Next. Here comes the beautiful guy who stands for great values today, Carlo Aquitus. So have passion for Christ, using talents for evangelization. Holiness in attainable at any age. So there is no age limit. So you and I can become, so that age is not limit to become holy. So you too can become saint in your generation. If Carlo could do so much at 15, at the age of 15, why can't I? Next one. There are other people on the way. like young people like you. There are other people, Helen, and of course Sister Claire, then Paranclo, then of course Farina, the top, then Bazir, the last guy, the red shirt, Bashir. Those people are going to be soon. Not only Carlo Akitus, there is another list on the way. Next, becoming a messenger of God in the digital evangelizations. We are coming almost to the concluding session. My dear friends, how can you effectively do the evangelization? How can you become? How can you transform yourself into a digital evangelizer? Youth can be a digital evangelist. Instagram, you TikTok, all those faith sharing, not what you perform daily activities, but should be a faith sharing. Since sharing the Bible words, organizing online prayer group. When I was in States, I, of course, because I remember it's my recent, my lifestyle over there, that's why I bring a lot of things to share with you. We connected our friends in online for Rosary. And Mother TV, the another one working in the Bishop's Council and the visual department, asked all over, all over world, worldwide to have Rosary. Then I did one in Our Lady of Good Help in Wisconsin. There is one shrine called Our Lady of Good Help. So there we had another Rosary organized, we organized it. So you can have a prayer online group. So do not be afraid to be saints of the digital world. Don't be afraid. So grace and blessings can be through the digital. So look at it in a positive way. Put all the negative things. So empower yourself in the constructive, positive way. How can you become a light for Christ online? Think of one positive post, story, a video can you share this week to inspire someone in faith. So more of your sharing should be on transforming one's life or bringing one into the faith, such things like that. Again, final, another one. Next. What the church and the Holy Father say about youth today. Pope Francis, young people, do not bury your talents. Bring your talents in the digital world constructively to bring and make into new. Then the Synod of Youth. Church encourages young people to participate in the decision-making, social action, evangelization. Now you are now moving into the church currents to make the decision-making body of the local church and the church level. So now you are being empowered. So then church sees youth as an agent of transformation. So you are needed today, not tomorrow, as I said. You are transformers, needs today, not tomorrow, by today. Youth-led social programs, environmental projects. That's another thing I want to share. I cut short a lot of things. So youth, you can organize a kind of a project, social, what we do in the schools and colleges, like youth in your name, the followers of Christ. So you can do wonderful things. As a team, MCYM team, you can do it. Next one. Here comes your concrete ministry in 3 levels. In my parish, in my home, first it starts at your home. In your home, parish, then diocese. In your home, helping parents, pray together. Then in the parish, volunteering yourself. Then diocese, in a social mission organization, something like that, volunteer yourself. So even small act of things matters. You don't need to have a long agenda, big plans, little things. Even volunteering to arrange the program makes things better. It matters a lot. Next. Does the church need you now or tomorrow? Now you tell me. Both. But more importantly now. You are the pillars. Of course the future is in your hand. But today, to bring into a higher level, in a more transformative way, to more in a kind of leading into the digital way, church needs you. Some of us probably not, our seniors probably they are digital immigrants, but you are now born in the digital world. So Gen Z is supposed to be a transformers. Then the church is waiting for your energy, your ideas, your courage to transform. Next. Pope Leo, I conclude with a present Pope. Pope says, aspire to great things, to holiness. Wherever you are, do not settle for less. Then you will see the light of the world, light of the gospel grow every day within you and around you. So, cultivate, aspire the great things. Seek justice in order to build a more human world. and serve the poor. As Bishop mentioned in the homily, our present bishop very much his ideas towards his concern, his ministry towards the poor. So now let us also listen to him. Save the poor and bear witness to good that would always like to receive from our neighbors. Very recently he shared. Next. Jesus is our hope. Again, Jesus is our role model. Jesus is our master. Whom we need to follow, it is He. So adventure with Him throughout your life. Don't take your hand out. Always hold on. Then let Him enlighten you. Pope Leo again expressed this during the Mass recently. It is truly beautiful. Listen to this word. It's truly beautiful. Especially at the young age, to open wide your hearts to allow Him to enter. Allow Him to enter. And they set out this adventure with Him towards eternity. That's what Akito say. This Eucharist is a highway towards heaven, moving towards the eternity. Hold on Him till the end, not timely basis. Next. So dear young people, St. John Paul has said, desire to something great things in your life, then of course let us remain united to Him. Let us remain in His friendship. Next. Conclusion to call to action. Summarize the main points. Power of youth, holiness for all, digital responsibility, authentic discipleship, being a witness today. Those who want to have a photo shot, please take this screenshot. This is a summary of all this thing that I shared. So summarize main points. Power of youth. You have such a potential. Then there is no restriction for you and I to become a person of holy. The digital responsibility, we have a great responsibility at this modern world. Then we need to have authentic discipleship. Being an independent person, we cannot. We have to collaborate with the Christ, collaborate with the church, collaborate with the mission of the church. And then being a witness today, we are called for. Then motivational. Be holy now. Use your talents for God. Be a digital evangelist. Serve at the home, parish, and beyond. Then do not wait for tomorrow. Live for Christ today and let your youth be a power of God. Stand for a short prayer, reflection moment, and committing every day whenever you gather. That's very important. Final one. The next one. Final challenge, my dear friends. This is always a challenge. This week, I will do one act of love, one act of witness, and one act of service. That you are really involving, or you are really motivated, and you are energized. These things should follow in your life. I will do one act of love. I will do one act of witness. I will do one act of service. Again, commit youth to live boldly for Christ. Don't be afraid. Don't have fear complex. Christ is in you. We can do marvelous things. Final. That's it. Okay. My dear friends, let us go for a question. Anybody wants to have some clarification? Maybe you can turn the previous one. Last but one. The last but one. Before challenges, the summary. Can go back for 2 slides. Go back for 2 slides. Yes, enough. Yes. Any questions from these points? Or you want to share that I can also update? So be open-minded. Any questions, any criticism, always most welcome. Time is over, huh? 1 or 2? Yes. You want microphone? Anybody? Yes. Here is our technicians to offer you microphone. Anybody wants to have? Please, you put up your hands. Any questions? Everything is clear? Oh, yes, please. Here is a question. Microphone, please. Now I know there are most of the time in the session we have only starting problem. Who will stand and make a first question? Then there will be a lot of questions will come. Yes, please.
Good morning to all. Myself Augustine from Varsha Diocese. Father, you have shared very good views how to be youth in the present world with God. What the present problem facing by the youth in parish? We call the youth were not coming near to us for the programs and all. They are asking one question: what we will get when we are coming here for this program or for prayers? When we are coming for a prayer, what will we get? They are the crucial question they are asking to us.
Yes.
So it's a big challenge for us to answer. We can answer based upon our experience and all, but they are not getting into that. So can you give us a tips for that? What can we do for that?
I will add some more to that. First, that question have three kind of clarification. First, when the leader invites the other youth members, always the question mark: what can I get? Why should I come? So those are the questions always now we are having in these young minds. Those days, just to think about our parents, they were always in the school, in the campus, in the church, doing a lot of things. But now we are experts in certain field, and when you are asked for, okay, I can give my 2 hours, what will you pay? What will you give? That question always comes. Related to the other things, when youth are called, most of them they won't turn, that's first one. Second, and even some of them come, it's always, pastors, we have, what do you know? Wait, enough. So there's kind of limitation for their involvements and activities. That's also on the other side. But it's a very great question, I appreciate. Now, yesterday I had a call from Australia. My friend is there, is a man married and have his children, beautiful wife. He said one day, Raja, do you know now the young people, same question he said. I asked him, can I have some digital people to bring to work with me or to make a forum? And he said, Raja, always will ask one question. If I come, what will you pay? What is my pay scale? How can I get something from, because I have to run my family, because I need to feed. So all those questions come in my mind, in their mind. So that is another challenging question. We'll try. At least, again, the word always should come. Giving yourself, you are freely given. That should be freely offered, freely should be shared. All those who are given should be shared. That's how we keep in mind. That's the word, beautiful term. You are not a kind of a person to come for the pay, but you are volunteers. Volunteers for Christ. When you give your time, when you give your talent, He will multiply it. He'll give you more. The way you measure, the way you will be measured. Keep it that in mind. So always give to God what is being given to you, and you will be multiplied. I'm very sure. Anybody else? Anybody else? From girls' side, any question? Shall we wind up? Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I take this opportunity. To thank our beloved Bishop, Your Excellency, Most Reverend Dr. Vincent Mar Paulus, having invited me to take this beautiful session to relate with all our young people here from all over India. It really looks beautiful, the way you present yourself in the theme song and the dance and the activities today. I'm so much taken up. Thank you. God bless you and have a wonderful day. Enjoy this day and happy Sunday.
Thank you, Father. എസ് 2025 വേദിയിൽ യൂത്ത് സെമിനാർ നയിക്കുന്നതിനായി എത്തിച്ചേർന്ന തമിഴ്നാട് ബിഷപ്പ് കൗൺസിൽ പ്രിന്റ് മീഡിയ സെക്രട്ടറി ആയിരിക്കുന്ന റെവറൻഡ് ഫാദർ ഡോക്ടർ രാജശേഖരനെ നന്ദി അർപ്പിക്കുന്നതിനായി സഭാതല സെക്രട്ടറി ശ്രീ ദിനേശിനെ ക്ഷണിക്കുന്നു.
மேதகு ஆயரவர்களே, அருட்தந்தர்களே, அருட்கன்னியர்களே, அன்பு இளையோர்களே, இன்று இந்த ஹெசட் 2025 இளையோர் இயக்க கருத்தரங்கை நமக்கு மிகவும் சிறப்பான முறையில் செய்து முடித்த அருட்தந்தை ராஜசேகரன் அவர்களுக்கு இளையோர் இயக்கம் சார்பாகவும் மார்த்தாண்டம் மறை மாவட்டம் சார்பாகவும் குளோபல் யூத் மூமெண்ட் சார்பாகவும் உங்கள் அனைவர் சார்பாகவும் நன்றிகளை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம்.
സഭാതല സമിതിയുടെ സ്നേഹോപഹാരം ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട അച്ഛന് നൽകുന്നതിനായി മാർത്താണ്ഡം രൂപത അധ്യക്ഷൻ അഭിവന്ദ്യ വിൻസെന്റ് മാർ പൗലോസ് പിതാവിനെ ക്ഷണിക്കുന്നു.
my dear friends, happy to introduce. Then if you want, you can always call us, and we are leaving right now. So there is a book called Youth and Media Digital Evangelizers. This is my doctoral thesis from the Chicago University. So this is made as a book, a wonderful guidance for you how to be a good evangelizers in the Catholic circle to bring a good news to the world. The other book in Tamil, it's called Ulagai Alum Odagam. It's completely different. This is a collection of articles edited by me, being editor of this Bishop's Council Media Ministry. All the experts of Tamil Nadu, both in religious and the social and the secular team, they have contributed 15 articles in Tamil. So that's another device tool for you to know much more deeply in this particular theme. Thank you. God bless you.